I've played a lot of games in my life, like a ridiculous amount of games. And while most of them were solid positive experiences, only a select few really got to me, really changed the way I look at things and molded me into the person I am today. And above this elite group of experiences, this coalition of personality shaping events, sits one series, really the series that started it all for me, Five Nights at Freddy's. And for this incredible coming decade celebration for Five Nights at Freddy's, this August, I would like to barrel down the long list of entries in one of the most important franchises in gaming to date. And just like Avalanche Reviews and his Resident Evil Retrospective, this set of videos will be a trip down memory lane in the game series that, for most, sparked an entire decade of spooky horror fun with Freddy and the gang. And to commemorate all the memories we've made over 10 years with this franchise, I welcome you to the Five Nights at Freddy's Retrospective. The Five Nights at Freddy's franchise that we all know and love is the brainchild of indie game developer Scott Cawthon. Before creating the iconic horror franchise, Cawthon had a modest career, developing a variety of small games. However, as we all know, his earlier works were often criticized for their unintentionally creepy robotic characters. Little did he know, this criticism would be the spark for something much bigger. Struggling with the reception of his previous games, Scott decided to turn this criticism into an opportunity. Embracing the creepy aesthetic of his earlier games, he conceptualized a game where players would face off against terrifying animatronic creatures. This idea would eventually evolve into Five Nights at Freddy's, as the legend goes. Scott began developing Five Nights at Freddy's in mid-2014, working tirelessly to bring his vision to life. Despite limited resources and working alone, he crafted a game that was both simple in mechanics yet deeply terrifying in execution. On August 8, 2014, Five Nights at Freddy's was released. It quickly gained traction thanks in part to popular Let's Play YouTubers like Markiplier, who showcased the game's intense and jump-scare-filled gameplay. The game's popularity skyrocketed almost overnight. Players were drawn into the unique premise, nerve-wracking gameplay, and enigmatic lore hidden beneath the surface. Reviews praised its originality and effective use of limited resources to create a genuinely terrifying experience. FNAF 1's success marked the beginning of a phenomenon. It not only established a loyal fanbase, but also paved the way for a series that could grow to include numerous sequels, spin-offs, and even merchandise. We're not going to talk about those spin-offs right now, we're going to focus in on FNAF 1. Scott Cawthon's journey from a struggling indie developer to the creator of a cultural icon is a testament to the power of innovation and resilience. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 may have started as a simple indie game, but it quickly became a cornerstone of the horror gaming genre. At its core, Five Nights at Freddy's offers a unique blend of strategy, resource management, and survival horror. The game's premise is deceptively simple, but incredibly effective in delivering a suspenseful experience. The gameplay follows this core gameplay loop, where the player assumes the role of Mike Schmidt, or as we know now, Michael Afton, a night security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Your job is to survive 5 nights, each lasting from midnight to 6 AM, while being hunted by 4 animatronic characters, sometimes 5, Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chicky the Chicken, and Foxy the Pirate Fox, and sometimes Golden Freddy. To stay alive, you must monitor the animatronics' movements using a network of security cameras, or if you are a 2020 master, you only look at the last camera where Freddy is. But let's get back on track. The feed from these cameras is your primary means of tracking their positions throughout the pizzeria, and there are blind spots where you have to check the lights to see if Chica or Bonnie are at the doors. But there's a catch. Every action you take, whether it's using the cameras, closing the doors, or turning on the lights, it all consumes power. You start each night with a limited amount of power, and once it's gone, you're left vulnerable to animatronics attacks. Managing your power consumption is crucial, especially when the building runs on AA batteries. You need to find a balance between keeping an eye on the animatronics and conserving enough energy to keep the doors closed when they get too close. Otherwise, I will spare you the jump scare, but let's get back on track. Each animatronic has its own behavior pattern. For instance, Bonnie and Chica will try to enter your office from their left and right doors respectively. Foxy stays in Pirate Cove and will sprint towards your office if you don't check on him frequently enough. Freddy, the most menacing of all, becomes more active as the nights progress, and he's much harder to track and learn. To get rid of him, you have to stall him on the cameras and look at him throughout the night. And once he gets to your office door, well, you won't see him, he'll be on the rightmost camera, but once he's there, you need to close the right door, or you can just camera stall him until the end of the night. The game's difficulty ramps up each night, with the animatronics becoming more aggressive and unpredictable. By the time you reach Night 5, Night 6, or 420 mode on Night 7, your nerves will be on edge, and every second counts. Five Nights at Freddy's masterfully combines its simple mechanics to create a constant sense of dread. While being simple, the tension of managing limited resources while being stalked by eerie, unpredictable enemies makes every moment a nail-biting experience. And it's this unique blend of strategy, horror, and resource management that has kept players coming back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, night after terrifying night. Now that we've explored the gameplay, let's dive into the haunting story and lore that lurks within Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a story that many have been following for 10 years. While the gameplay of Five Nights at Freddy's is gripping, it's the story and the hidden lore that have truly captivated the community. Set in a seemingly innocent Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the game conceals a dark and twisted history beneath its colorful exterior. On the surface, you're simply a night guard trying to survive your shift. However, as you progress through the game, cryptic clues and eerie phone calls begin to hint at a more sinister backstory. Throughout the nights, you receive guidance and warnings from the previous night guard, known as Phone Guy. His calls provide essential tips for survival, but also allude to the pizzeria's troubling past. He mentions the Bite of 87, an incident that caused one of the animatronics to attack a customer, resulting in severe injury. But that's just the beginning. As you dig deeper, you uncover a story of missing children and possessed animatronics. According to hidden newspaper clippings found in the game's cameras, 5 children were lured into the back room by a man, now known as William Afton, who was dressed in a mascot costume that we now know is Spring Bonnie. They were never seen again, and the animatronics began to emit foul odors and leak blood and mucus. These horrifying events suggest that the children's spirits have somehow taken residence within the animatronics, seeking vengeance against anyone who crosses their path. The game expertly weaves this narrative through subtle environmental storytelling and player discoveries. There are no explicit cutscenes or dialogue to spell it all out. Well, except for the Phone Guy, but instead, players piece together the lore through contextual clues, creating a rich and engaging mystery that invites endless speculation. The deep and intricate lore has been a driving force behind the game's enduring popularity. It keeps the fans coming back night after night, game after game to explore every hidden corner and uncover every chilling secret. But now, we've delved into the haunting story and lore. We've dipped our toes. So, let's move on and examine the game's impact and legacy in the world of horror gaming. By far, the most impactful part of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. FNAF 1 is not only a pioneer in indie horror, but also a game that redefined what a horror experience could be. Its minimalist design and unique approach to fear have left an indelible mark on the gaming industry. The game's horror is built on a foundation of atmosphere, tension, and unexpected terror. The eerie ambiance of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, combined with the oppressive silence of sudden, heart-stopping jump scares, it creates a constant sense of dread. The blend of a strategic resource management and relentless tension, and the fact that you couldn't move, made FNAF 1 a standout in the horror genre. Its impact was not only immediate, but profound. The game's success spawned a dedicated and creative fan base. Fans began creating their own theories, their own artwork, and even their own games inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's. The community's passion and enthusiasm has played a crucial role in sustaining the series' popularity. Following the success of FNAF 1, Scott Cawthon has released numerous sequels and spin-offs, books, the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, and even a movie. Five Nights at Freddy's didn't just influence other horror games, it reshaped the indie gaming landscape. It demonstrated that a simple, well-executed concept could achieve massive success, and the indie developers could compete with major studios in delivering impactful, memorable experiences. In conclusion, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is more than just a game. It's a cultural phenomenon that continues to inspire fear and fascination. Its unique approach to horror, combined with a compelling story and engaged fanbase, has solidified its place in gaming history. And with that out of the way, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next Five Nights at Freddy's retrospective video. Bye-bye.